This video is not made for kids, it's for older fans and adults, so fuck off and enjoy the video.
Homesick Hank. It was a big day for Thomas, Percy and Nia. The Fat Controller had sent them all the way to America to help us at the dockyard in San Francisco. There were a lot of trucks that needed to be shunted, but the 3 Sodor engines were working very hard.
What did you think of San Francisco, Percy?
It looks very different compared to Brenda docks back home on Sodor.
This is what Thomas and I was delivered a copy from Brazil during our road travels. However, someone decided to play a trick on me and sent me up ahead to the half the load.
This wasn't my idea, Nia. I delivered my own load the next day after you finished yours and went off to China without me.
All right, Thomas. Let's not talk about more about this and continue shunting. We have to make the Fat Controller proud if he sends the 3 of us the way to the States again.
But this time, Percy has decided to tag along. I wouldn't be anywhere else with my best friend by my side.
That's right, Thomas. I wonder what bases will come by the dockyard.
Just then, the 3 engines heard a low but familiar whistle, which Thomas and Percy recognised.
Did you hear that whistle, Percy?
Yes, I did, Thomas. It sounds a bit familiar, but I kind of forgot who made that low whistle sound.
I did, partners. Howdy to y'all.
Hank!
Huh? Hank? Who's Hank?
Well. If it isn't my old Sodor friends Thomas and Percy. What brings you here in the USA? And who might this be?
This orange tank engine is Nia. She comes from another country, Kenya.
Howdy, Nia. I gotta say, you're one of the finest little engines I've ever seen.
Well, how did you, Hank? You're as strong as a giant.
Hey, that's what I said when Thomas and I first saw Hank arrive on Sodor years ago.
That's right, Percy. The last time Hank was seen on Sodor was when he took part in the global fair at the Sodor airport with the international engines. He didn't tell us why he first left the island shortly after his arrival.
Well, I couldn't explain why I left your tiny island after I first arrived, but I can tell you 3 a story about it this evening.
All right, Hank, that sounds good. A nice long story to keep us entertained during our American visit.
Ooh, we like a good story.
That evening, Thomas, Percy and Nia were resting in the sheds after a hard day's work shunting. Just then, Hank called into view to tell his story.
Well, folks, are you ready for a rootin' tootin' tale of Hank's big ol' absence from working on Sodor?
We sure are, Hank.
I hope this story isn't too emotional, because you didn't tell us why you left Sodor in the first place.
Here's your story, Hank. We've been waiting for her to hear it.
All right, Nia, gather around, folks, because this story is going to begin.
And this was the story that Hank told. Many years ago, on the day after his arrival on Sodor, Hank was pulling into Napton Station, where he saw the Fat Controller waiting on the platform.
Good morning, Hank. Are you enjoying your stay on Sodor?
I sure am, sir. So what's my first job in your little railway?
I need you to take some pipes from Matford Yards to Brendan Docks. They are very heavy, and now that you're here, you're just the engine for the job. A happy engine is a useful engine.
Thanks, sir. That's where I helped Thomas drop off the stone yesterday after he cracked his cylinder.
Morning, Hank. What's your first job on Sodor going to be?
I'll be taking some heavy pipes from Naffer Yards to Brenham Docks.
That's very useful for a strong engine like you.
And where are you taking your passengers to?
I'm taking them to Lord Callan's castle today. I hope you get those pipes delivered to Brenham Docks.
I know I will. Happy trails, Thomas!
By the time Hank arrived at Knapford Yards, he was surprised to see that there were only 4 flatbeds of pipes loaded.
Only 4 flatbeds? Excuse me, sir, but there are more flatbeds of pipes that need to go down to Brenham.
I'm sorry, Hank, but this is the amount of flatbeds I have for you to take at the moment. I can't spare any more for you, I'm afraid.
I pulled more flatbeds than that back where I came from, but oh well. I guess the journey to Brenham shouldn't be that much of a problem, so couple me up and watch me go!
Alright, Hank, if you insist.
As Hank was making his way to Brenham Docks, a bad thought came into his smoke box.
I guess coming here isn't really such a good idea. I should have stayed back home and rejected the Sodor offer.
At Wellsworth, Edward and Gordon were collecting their passengers when they saw Hank pass by with the flatbeds of pipes. He didn't even notice the 2 blue tender engines.
Where is that giant engine taking these pipes to, Edward?
Perhaps he's taking them to Brenham Docks, Gordon. That's what I heard from the station master.
And he didn't even bother saying hello to us. I thought he enjoyed his welcome party we had yesterday.
Oh, I don't know, Gordon, but I don't think Hank is smiling right now.
By the time Hank arrived at Brenham Docks, he had changed his mind about working on Sodor and was starting to feel homesick.
I wish I was back on my old railway.
What's wrong, Hank? Aren't you grateful that you're here with the pipes?
It's not the job I was given, Cranky. You understand that I'm homesick.
Homesick? But you just arrived to the island yesterday, and now you're feeling homesick? I'm sorry, but there aren't any ships going back to your home right now, so you'll just have to wait.
Have to wait? Oh well, I guess beggars can't be choosers, I suppose.
Hank wasn't feeling very cheerful now. In fact, he wished he didn't come to Sodor. And of course, he wished he could tell the Fat Controller that he wanted to go back home.
I feel so bad for coming here. There's no place for me. I have to tell the Fat Controller that I want to go back home.
But as Hank returned to Knapford, he saw Percy dropping off some mail. Percy was surprised to see the big engine looking unhappy.
What's wrong, Hank? Why aren't you enjoying your time on Sodor?
I'm feeling homesick, Percy. Where's the Fat Controller? I want to have a word with him.
I'm sorry, Hank, but the Fat Controller's gone home for his tea. He won't be back in his office until tomorrow.
Hank didn't say a word to Percy. He walked slowly away, sulking. Percy didn't know why Hank was down in the dumps. That evening, Hank was resting in Knapford sheds when Murdoch pulled up alongside him.
Hello, Hank. What's the matter?
I don't want to talk about it, Murdoch.
It's all right, Hank. I won't tell anyone. Tell me what's wrong.
You see, when I was told to take some pipes to the docks, there were only 4 flatbeds. Back in my old home, I used to pull 20 flatbeds of pipes with a lot of other bigger engines. We were iron giants, rulers of the rails, and heavy metal machines that could travel long distances. But my journey from the yards to your little docks isn't as long as I thought it was going to be.
What's wrong with a short distance, Hank?
I used to travel across the country with my old friends, making overnight stops during our delivery runs. Working on the bigger railroads was my life, as was meant to be that way. And now I'm feeling real homesick now that I'm thinking about my old home.
Sorry to hear that, Hank. If you tell the Fat Controller that you want to go back home, I'm sure he'll understand.
I'd rather not tell him, Murdoch. I think I'm gonna go sleep now. Night, Murdoch.
The next morning, Hank was the only engine in the shed, as he wasn't ready to leave yet. He was still thinking about his old railway, and he began to sing.
I miss my friends, the big engines. Some of these ways, they don't make no sense, 'cause I'm homesick. Yes, I'm homesick, I really am. I worked all day in such a different way. I wanna go home, I feel so bad. My pistons pumped hard, from rail yard to rail yard. I don't know what I'm doing, I am not on guard, 'cause I'm homesick. Yes, I'm homesick. I worked all day in such a different way. I wanna go home, 'cause every time I think of my old track, I wanna go back, I wanna go home.
I miss my big old track.
Just then, the Fat Controller arrived at the sheds to give Hank his second job on Sodor.
There you are, Hank. Why haven't you left the shed yet?
Sir, I was just thinking about the good old times I had when I was working on my old railway. The trains I used to pull were very long, unlike the ones on Sodor, and I used to travel real long distances too.
I understand you're feeling homesick, Hank, but I've got another job for you. You must go straight to the coaling plant and deliver coal to all the hoppers at the stations. A railway can't run without coal, you know.
Okay then, sir.
But as Hank was about to ask another question, the Fat Controller had already driven off. Hank really wanted to tell him that he wanted to go back home, but he couldn't find a way to do so. Later, Hank was delivering the coal. He had a long line of trucks. Even Hector was at the back of the train.
Why are you going a bit slow, Hank? Can't you go any faster?
I'm sorry, Hector. It's just when I first saw you at the coal plant, you reminded me of the long hopper cars I used to pull back where I came from. They were filled with coal, grain, stone, gravel, and iron ore.
Think about your old home later, Hank. This coal delivery is very important. You don't want to get in trouble with the Fat Controller, do you?
I guess so, Hector.
Just then, Hank decided to make a quick stop at the Sodor airport to have a talk with Jeremy the Jet, who was resting in his hangar.
Why have we stopped at the airport, Hank?
I won't be long, Hector. I need to talk to that jet plane who's in his hangars first.
Hello there, Hank. Why have you stopped by my hangar? We planes don't run on coal, you know.
Jeremy, I have a question for you. If you don't mind me asking this, but have you ever flown to a country called America?
You mean that giant country? No, I haven't, Hank. I've never been to America in all my life. I'm not a jumbo jet, you know. Only those planes can travel to other countries.
Then what countries have you gone that isn't America?
The only country I ever fly to is England, which is Sodor's mainland. I'm sorry, Hank, but you have to finish your coal delivery.
Hurry up, you great big engine, you're blocking my track.
Shoot, sorry, Gordon. I didn't see you there.
I knew stopping him beside the platform was a bad idea.
Oh, the indignity.
Hank was worried about running late for his coal delivery, so he went faster and faster, and then there was trouble.
Hey, what's going on back there?
Bust my cowcatcher. I'm so sorry, partner. I didn't see you there.
This is just pathetic. Now we're gonna be really late with the coal delivery.
Next time, look carefully where you're going.
Hank didn't feel so handsome now. He felt like he was missing his home more than ever. So Douglas's driver telephoned for help, and Harvey and Rocky arrived to put Hank, the brake van, and the rear trucks back on the rails.
Hey, it's a good thing we were nearby to clear up this mess, Hank. I was just taking the rocket back to the yards when he was alerted with this emergency.
There you go, Hank. You're back on the rails. At least you weren't completely derailed, otherwise you would have been too heavy for me to lift.
You're like Edward and Gordon put together as one giant engine.
Hank didn't say a word to anyone as he continued on with his coal delivery. But that night, he snuck out of the sheds, puffed back to Brendan Docks, and saw a ship being loaded with cargo.
Hey, Cranky!
You again? What are you doing here in the middle of the night?
Where's the ship going?
What do you want to know? All I know from the captain is that this ship is going back to Canada, not America. And that's final. So please leave me alone.
Actually, I have an important favor for you.
And what favor is it?
And that's how I returned all the way back home to the States after being on Sodor for 2 nights.
But why didn't you tell the Fat Controller first?
I tried convincing him to send me back home, but he was too busy to answer.
Yeah, the Fat Controller is one busy man, and he has his railway to run.
It was a bit rude of you to sneak off to Brendan like that, Hank. But that was quite a story you told us tonight.
It sure was, Percy. Now you 3 better get some sleep, because we got an early start tomorrow. I'm taking a special to Los Angeles, so you must get my train ready before it's due to depart.
Don't worry, Hank. We will. Won't we, guys?
We sure will, Thomas.
We can do it.
That's the spirit, guys. I know you 3 can do it. Good night, folks.
Night, Hank.
And with that, the engines fell fast asleep. Thomas and Percy were happy to see Hank again, and were looking forward to the Los Angeles special tomorrow.